Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and really exciting news that we have for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak as we make our way into the third free title update. If you haven't necessarily been paying attention, the developers have been taking to social media every single week and providing us with one brand new feature or one brand new quality of life improvement that will be introduced for this upcoming patch this later November, somewhere around November 23rd. Today is no different, and we ended up finding out that a brand new endgame related feature for curious crafting will be finally making its way into the game, and one that people have been asking for quite a while. They went ahead and posted this in both the North American and Japanese Twitter accounts. Both posts read the same, so we're not going to be doing any sort of translating this time around. It reads as follows. Hey everyone, as part of free title update number 3, we are adding a feature that will give you upgraded materials back in exchange for leftover upgraded points you have after upgrading your armor through curious crafting in the smithy. Suzuki, director of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. And of course, they go ahead and provide another image to give us a little bit of an example as to what the brand new changes are. So what we're looking at here is the Curious Crafting page as they are trying to upgrade a Kimura Legacy headscarf. Obviously the piece of armor that they're using for Curious Crafting is irrelevant, although it is worth noting that the rarer the rarity of the actual armor piece, the more points you're gonna spend. This is why you have currently Amber Essence, which is valued at 10 points, that would be the blue one, Amber Essence Plus, which is valued at 20 points, and Prime Amber Essence, which is valued at 40 points. Obviously, the higher anomaly investigation quest that you do, the higher the tier of item you're going to get. Usually at 120 anomaly investigations, you're going to continually get Prime Amber Essence. The lower quest will get you Primer Essence and Amber Essence Plus. So it is worth understanding that very quick distinction. So in order for you to activate Curious Crafting, they ask you for a certain value. Obviously, it's only either 10, 20, or 40. For this specific Kimura Legacy headscarf, they want 20 points. So what they're showcasing here is that the hunter trades in a Prime Amber Essence, which is valued at 40 points. And what they're telling you right there in the bottom, it says that you have selected materials that exceed the required number of points. Below is the item that will be returned back. Items that exceed the capacity will be sold. And essentially they're telling you that they're going to give you an Amber Essence Plus times 1. So that means they're giving you 20 points back because you're spending 40. Usually the system has been that you spend 40 points or maybe on a 20 because you don't actually have any sort of Amber Essence Plus, and it just turns out that you just lose the extra 20. That's kind of like the system, the way that has been set up right now. But now you're going to be able to get some sort of Amber Essence back in one way form of another. Now this is important because if you're using Curious Crafting and you're continually re-rolling for, obviously the best roll, whether it is double decorations or one of those rarer skills, obviously you're going to need to do Curious Crafting over and over and over again until you finally get the one that you want. This time around, if you're especially doing like lower tier weapons or pieces of armor, and you're like re-rolling for that, now you're gonna continually get some sort of Amber Essence back. That's gonna, like, at the very least, if you're spending the higher tier one, you get to recuperate some of the lower tier ones for different armor pieces that you eventually are gonna Curious Craft. So there is a very good added benefit to this brand new quality of life improvement. However, that is still not necessarily the one that most people have been asking for, and one of the ideas that I suggested was to simply make it so when you have afflicted monster parts, and this is something that they have already mentioned that they are going to be addressing for free title update number 3. Remember that one of the brand new features they're adding for free title update number 3 is the fact that you're going to be able to adjust the level of an anomaly investigation hunt from, if you have a quest, for example, for an Arzuros level 120, and it has you hunting an Arzuros, an Apex Arzuros, and maybe, let's say, a Scorn Magnamalo, then you're going to be able to adjust that quest from 120 all the way down to 30, the maximum level cap on the lowest tier, and you're going to be able to hunt those monsters there. Or at the very least, whichever monsters are appearing on that quest. I think Magnamalo might be 51. So you might be able to lower it to the lowest tier. What that means is that, of course, if you're looking at the screen right now, you're going to be able to get the different level of item rewards and the afflicted monster parts chart. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below once again for Gauden's 017's base chart. This one has been really helpful for a lot of people. I've seen a lot of praise going to it because it's a really clear and precise chart where, like I mentioned before, if you're doing an afflicted investigation Arzuros level 120, you're constantly going to be getting afflicted slug bones. But perhaps all you actually need is afflicted bones, so you're going to need to continually hunt an anomaly investigation level 1 or 2 up to level 30 Arzuros quest. And now you're going to have the option to be able to adjust those levels. However, one of the easier methods for you to be able to do, and something that they're showcasing right now, is that you're going to be able to simply trading materials and get another one in return. So for afflicted monster parts, what they could simply do is that understand that chances are you already are doing the highest tier anomaly investigation quest for a specific monster. So what is the harm in letting me trade in, an afflicted slug bone, which is tier 101 plus from anomaly investigations, for one afflicted bone, which is of course tier 1 to 30. With the understanding that, of course, if I can already do an anomaly investigation Arzuros level 101 plus for afflicted slug bones, there shouldn't be any real drawbacks. And for me to be able to trade in that afflicted slug bone, which is not really the item that I need the afflicted bone from level 1 to 130. So I should be able to automatically just make that trade for a 1-on-1. No real harm is done. And I instantly get to do my crafting without any sort of issues and any sort of drawbacks. Capcom seems to be kind of like inching their way into this specific point. They know this has been something of a demanded feature that perhaps they're not going to introduce for free title update number 3, but maybe by the 4th one, they kind of officially finally cave in, since we will be receiving a brand new tier of anomaly afflicted monster parts. There will be a tier from 120 to around 140 or 150, whatever the brand new level cap will be. So, of course, with the understanding that we're going to be hunting yet another wave of monsters, since curious crafting and weapon crafting is also going to get another tier, you're going to need another set of materials. Finally, now they're probably going to end up giving us that, but that is just speculation on my part. Certainly, finally trading in, a couple of amber essences, for you to be able to get some sort of materials back for your amber essences is beneficial, and it's a step in the right direction. It's a very good quality of life. You are getting some materials back. You're not losing points. So even if you end up spending prime amber essences, which I believe I personally have over 1,500 at this point, I'm never going to really spend all of them. But there is that possibility that if I wanted to go crazy crafting brand new curious crafting armors and pieces, I could obviously go through all of those relatively quickly. So this is a good step in the right direction. Now, if they finally give us the option to do the same thing with afflicted monster parts, then we can really be talking. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys today, as Capcom continues to provide more endgame related features for hunters that are really dealing with just afflicted and anomaly investigation quest. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.